Kuzangpo, a very warm welcome to Bhutan This Week. I'm Samtin Dolkar. Our top stories this week. His Holiness the Jake Himpo presides over 9 days Sangyamela prayer in Tango. People to be penalized for violating quarantine rules. And e-learning, a challenge for students with special needs. Now the news in detail. His Holiness the Jake Himpo is presiding over the Sangyamela prayers, which began on Monday at Tango Dordon Tashithang Buddhist University. It is a part of series of rituals and prayers dedicated to late J. Tizur Tenzin Tundup's parinirvana. It is also to provide spiritual support and to cure those affected by coronavirus across the world.
300 monks, led by His Holiness the Jake Himpo, started reciting Sangyamela prayer since this morning. It is believed that even hearing the recitation of the prayer will pacify all diseases and help understand the right method to heal.
The true inrude, the letism get sadatisu inrude, natural same check other kagi, the Rarasu Kanaso, Rarasus Hapa Yutiso, build some chigi, the Nerikara Jumsui, Nivasam, Michabachi, Unity, the Rochajirambachi, Toto Tuda, Timbigi, there's in Drobe, get a nominated and the session.
Moreover, Gesitiku and 3 Lopans conducted fire rituals in 4 directions, and the ceremony is believed to cleanse the environment from negative energies and stimulate world peace. However, as devotees come to offer their prayers, the university has preventive measures at the temple to keep the coronavirus at bay. From taps to foot rubs, thermal scanner to sanitizers, securities make sure devotees adhere to health advisories.
Tajaji tenzi tenu tana sangi kungi no korolo luma onu tismu shimi luma sangi michaba mena tani so kara tanga chirgi sai lam shinu phepsa du te sachi jego se gale ti tisu deba yime tongso chime bala deba mimiru jewa me tani be tisu tachi do ngomme chose kare la khaim bela te timsu ga di tisu matoto be zu beni digi ji etige ni sumbedo se shuni China ngachiro tule so han kole nyimbi shu khon de tuna be lapchuni de chi teng be tu na lep ke de lapchuni chi de la menze gi thokhale be shin lapchuni chi titira yu.
After this prayer, the monks will start with Bhajaguru mantra for another 23 days. Sangichusum for BBS News.
The government of India approved 110 projects worth more than 1.7 billion etam as a part of the high-impact community development project on Wednesday. The approved projects will develop farm roads, health and education infrastructure, irrigation channels and renewable natural resources amongst others in the country. The projects are part of 12th five-year plan. The government of India has approved more than 7.4 billion etam, of which Bhutan received more than 2.8 billion etam so far. Around 200,000 face masks and other personal protective equipment gears are under production in the country. The Health Minister Dechuangmo said the equipments are being produced by a group of women tailors. The government will buy the masks and other gear from the women and distribute them to people who are economically disadvantaged. While helping them, she said this will also provide economic stability to women making the PPE kits.
Kanim kochangachigi peace gepchu topchila ani dita lalen thapne guchui dita daube ngachigi ta dari dunta ni sum de chinalu ni tongabja de chi soni gi chaji samdigi yu dita daube te ngachara ta inkena bewachin surgical mask se menkana use benigi khagi tore dila ani didi di ta doctor dusulu shashimle te shen te ngachara midena ani dusuna gobachin se te ani mide chokpa dusuge te ani ta bumni lapchi sonigi te khelang lendigi yuse shuni te die ta ro ngachi halam khongi tongtha be some nimlo khong ani amchugi de sendigila.
And with reports of people in rural areas being told to compulsorily contribute for the COVID-19 fund, the government says this is not allowed. During a recent press conference, Foreign Minister Dr. Tanji Dorji said local government offices or agencies cannot and should not force people, and their donations should be based entirely on one's enthusiasm and willingness.
잡줄 베니기 전로 때 라루치기 때 유미수기 때 망률레 피 미미수기 세세션데레 피베 때 라루치기 때 나루가치 춤다 리디스에 바오미디수 가라 때 투차게 유디기베 배우임베 때 디수 보험마친디 때 같이 나 카툴레 때 디남스메 레지민베 디베오다 네버도 가라기 디 인치 민치 때 두고베디 때 짜다 불레카 미세 슈니베이나 쪼라 미리레기 라라사기 때 유밥다티 니바 솜다 랑기 단데다 티디 켈랑기 톨레베 때 퓨니 마토집 때다 산에 중기 카틀레베레 종카기 카틀레베레 톰카기 카틀레베레 디때 마팔레랑아 지기 때티 인치미치 두고베 짜다 불레 슈슈미.
Now, some are of the view that visiting government hospitals is risky in the wake of COVID-19. People with underlying medical conditions failed to avail themselves of treatment and resorted to visiting private clinics in Thimphu. A few patients delaying their treatment are also reported due to the virus scare. However, the Health Ministry said they are constantly monitoring the medication of people and urged the public to visit hospitals if it is necessary.
According to the Health Ministry, the number of people visiting hospitals has drastically decreased after the first case of the COVID-19 patient. But now it has become normal. Meanwhile, there are still some who are not availing themselves of health services fearing the infection. According to a private clinic in Thimphu, some people have missed their medications and visit private clinics because they believe that private clinics are safe.
lalu korungi nacha da thashugi nacha te lalu tohigi nacha de chu omime te omdolu lalu jongkhana le chu omme te ngajra jongkhana le chu che men mazawa kadim che ase se da te lalu gi dauka ho che ase te ngajra jongkha men khada men khana ju da covid gi nacha ta de te dro debe te ya joma susla bimbe te ani be da ngache na gerdina le da darim jindugi te nacha korungi nacha thashugi nacha tohigi nacha yimid chu rangi jongkhagi men khana le sondebe te minchi chap de le shipche be men lengo se ngache develop da.
But according to the Health Ministry, people still visit hospitals unnecessarily. The number of patients visiting has been the same, but people visiting flu clinic has decreased.
Tuntachi gi nangkona lo ngachegi flu clinic halam jipchu de chi tuibala ane dusuna bente jangkama bab sa sunula the men chemi de ngachegi ta soil henkana lo program gi tadira use shunila kada ka kadebedega nidus tita to ngachegi thokemi na le di te chechepti kai mi se shunila midena lo te nebu penigi yatangu hyusobachin telete ngachegi denaloe nyamai shui te ngache soil henkagi te chimgo shedigibe todi chimnabe kadebe phunna te anidusoe karalerimdusu didira yuse shunil
girdegi menkada te ngachirigi jungi menkagi banalo kheba namsa bombe mise shuni nyangadi katira jorum nyangadi chora thi ise shuni beila chora toto na soilembugi nalu shudozumbe kha machiwa chindi 때 년카 유수기 사고너로도 주니 명수 주니베이라 람 마플레라 때 조고 베바친디 정고스 주니베이 디베오다 다 나처리기 듬바레차 차템 좀베 임도치 베바친디 젠 디수디 망아처리기 차템기 메카 소소베 자메스너로 정고비.
But visit hospitals if really necessary. On an average, about 1,000 people visit the National Referral Hospital every day. This is Sringdan for BBS News.
Beginning 4th May, anyone found breaching the quarantine rules will have to pay the cost for 21 days of quarantine. They will also be subjected to a 10-day community service program after the quarantine.
Health Minister said the decision was made after a group of quarantined people recently had a gathering in one of the rooms violating the rules. They violated the norms of quarantine by partying late into the night in quarantine center. People in quarantine are briefed about the rules and regulations when they are brought to the quarantine center.
Violator of the quarantine code of conduct ani ngachigi nim kechichigi sesodi ani mingom digi be benila tatarigi ani incident diloe pola nevera podiumla tele quarantine nim kechichi di ju du chashimle nim chutham community service chapnila 고카 톰날로 차니 투니 얀 하가 경가 잡살로 샵도슈니 아니라 니 ngachi chikhalu restricted se jo me cho se bi sago na le pha joachin ni mani dungo zumbe kori chap ani zumgi mingom ta ngachara quarantine gi sago na le pha ko mingom ane be josa yobachin te ngachi gi khung gara te quarantine benila.
As of today, there are some 5,500 people in quarantine. This is Sringdantu for BBS News.
Like almost all businesses around the globe, the small town of Gedu along the Thimphu-Phinsiling Highway in Chukha has also been badly affected by the coronavirus pandemic. With the closure of Gedu College of Business Studies and only a few travelers along the highway, the town these days remains desolate and quiet.
Gedu town, which would usually be filled with people, bears a different look these days. With a drop in the number of people, business here has also gone down. The most affected lot is the restaurants and hotels, who rarely see customers anymore. This small restaurant here used to earn around 8,000 Newton in a day, but nowadays the owner says even locals and people from nearby villages refrain from eating in restaurants. The situation has led to closure of few restaurants in Gedu 0, Lapsakha and near Jumja.
When the college was open, students used to come here from early morning to have breakfast. Now, although we keep the hotel open, only a handful of people come to eat here. Earlier, we used to earn around 8,000 to 9,000 in a day. But now we cannot even earn a few hundred nyutams. It is 12:30 and we just got the first customer who came in to have noodles.
Meanwhile, some businesses say they closed down because they fear running a hotel puts them at risk of getting infected.
Compared to shops, hotels are at a more risk. So we voluntarily closed our hotel. Nobody told us to do it. We just wanted to play our part in containing the coronavirus pandemic. We all pray and hope that this situation is solved soon and we can all return to our normal lives.
Business is down, but we don't feel the pinch. It is not just us, but everyone is experiencing the same situation right now. We are at least lucky to be in Bhutan, where the status is much better. We are just hoping that things will turn normal soon.
Grocery shops in Gedu are running as usual for now, as people still come to buy essential items. There are nearly 100 shops and hotels in Gedu 0, Lapsakha and Jumja region. Sonam Penjo for BBS News, Chukha.
The Education Ministry launched the Self-Instructional Materials or SIM on 2nd May. It is an alternative educational resource for those without access to internet, television and e-learning facilities provided by the ministry to educate students during the current crisis. The materials are printed version of the lessons covered through BBS for classes PP to 12. It is expected to support nearly 17,000 students.
The learning activities in the SIM packages are developed considering the education in emergency curriculum, class levels and learning potentials of the students. The materials are divided into 5 packages or volumes that include learning materials for classes PP to 12. The lessons from the first package will begin from today and continue till 8th May. The designs of the learning activities are intended technically to promote self-engagement and independent learning of the students at home.
What we have done is, in the material we have integrated some of the, not some, but almost all the lessons that has been aired through the video lessons, and we have also incorporated many activities and made it hands-on activities. So this materials is more or less like the teacher being there. So the instructions are very simple, interactive.
Prior to the launch of the materials, the Education Ministry had distributed and carried out a pilot test with 66 children in Dagana, Punakha, Poro and Thimphu.
The feedback from them was, in terms of illustrations, the concept was not clear, the clarity of the language, the instructions not very clear. So we were developing the second package, and that gave us a lot of insights that we could draw upon, and we have been able to fix that second package according to the levels and the feedback.
The ministry also launched the recorded radio lessons of the self-instructional materials, which will be for classes PP to 3. The lessons will be aired on radio through the Kuzu station from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. and will be continued from 2 to 5 p.m. on BBS radio to further support them with their self-instructional materials. Sunampem for BBS News.
School closures have thrown up challenges for parents, children and teachers, more so for parents of children with special needs and teachers who teach them. Now that the full range of support services is not available, ensuring special education needs children adjust to new routines and continue their education has become difficult.
Chimil Hamo is a special education need coordinator and teaches at Changangkha Middle Secondary School, one of the first SEN schools in the country. Teaching special needs children for the last 18 years, this is how her teaching has changed from a classroom setting to e-learning platforms amid the pandemic.
Every child is in their own home, so we have to send out instruction to individual child at home. So it's very challenging because we don't know whether the child is following what we are doing, and what the parents are teaching them, we don't know whether the child is listening to them, because usually children do not listen to parents.
Similarly, parents have also been sharing their problems with the teachers.
The children were always staying at home, and now parents were facing difficulty getting the child to do the assigned homework that teachers send through WeChat, and then the parent has to teach. Now if the parent is illiterate, then it is difficult for the parent to teach the child at home. So many challenges have been shared by each parent.
For that reason, the Education Ministry is working with donor agencies to help them purchase smartphones. The ministry also came up with a guideline for children with special needs. Accordingly, SEN schools have adapted depending to the needs of their children.
For Changangkha, we have like 3 key stages. So key stage 1 is for the children who are non-verbal and intellectually challenged. And then key stage is for the medium level, and key stage 3 is for children who are in the transition group, where they do functional literacy and numeracy.
As of today, there are nearly 800 special needs children at 18 SEN schools across the country. Sunampem for BBS News.
The areas Bhutan could explore its potential when it concerns solid waste management is in composting and recycle and reuse. According to the National Statistics Bureau's Solid Waste Inventory Survey, the country generates over 172 metric tons of solid waste daily. The survey was conducted in collaboration with the National Environment Commission in November and December last year.
Nearly half of the total waste generated comprise food waste, indicating the potential of composting. Similarly, 33% of it plastic and paper, which highlights recycle and reuse prospect. As per the report, each person in the country generates around 230 grams of waste every day. In terms of category, households generate almost 50% of the waste, followed by commercial units at 40%. Going by the report, urban households produce more food waste as compared to rural households. However, in both rural and urban households, almost 6% of the total waste comprise sanitary waste. Electronic waste is the lowest at less than 1% of the total household waste. The survey also revealed more than 60% of the total households lacked access to waste collection services, with the situation comparatively better in urban areas. Food waste is also the highest waste generated in commercial units at over 35%, followed by plastics. Similarly, institute waste and waste from health centers also have highest proportion of food waste. However, waste from industries comprise mostly paper and cardboards. According to the survey, frequency to pick up waste and its timing are some common reasons for dissatisfaction of a waste collection service. Officials from the National Environment Commission said the information gathered will significantly enhance general understanding of the country's waste management system and waste data. It is expected to facilitate better policy making, planning, and implementation of waste-related plans and programs. Kiladem for BBS News.
And with India under lockdown due to the coronavirus pandemic, it's a good opportunity for local brick manufacturers to make good money. According to local brick manufacturing units in Mongar, there has been a surge in demand for local concrete bricks as there are no supplies of imported red bricks from India.
When most businesses are closed down or at a loss due to the COVID-19 pandemic, it's a good opportunity for 36-year-old Jamyang from Barpang in Mongar to make money. These days, he is busy supervising his workers at the site to manufacture large quantity of local bricks to meet the growing demand. Compared to earlier days, Jamyang says his income is much better these days. On an average, he earns a net profit of around 15,000 Newton every month. For each brick, he charges 10 Newton.
Since India is under lockdown due to coronavirus, there is a surge in demand for local bricks. But I couldn't hold much due to bad weather. We're able to work better only when the weather is good, as we have to dry the bricks in the sun. Every day, I sell around 6,000 to 7,000 bricks in the locality when I have them in stock.
6,000, 7,000 and stock
Jamyang got the idea to set up the unit from his Indian friends when he was living in Samrup Jonkar. Currently, there are only 2 local brick manufacturing units in Mongar Zongkhak, and both units are trying their best to meet the increased demand for local bricks.
I have been operating the unit for a long time now. Initially, I set up the unit in Samrup Jonkar, but due to the tough competition among the local brick units, I had to shut down my unit as I couldn't pay the loan on time. However, I thought that there is good business scope in Mongar, and I moved the unit here in Mongar.
To meet the growing demand for bricks, Jamyang has availed an additional loan from one of the banks to extend his manufacturing unit.
So far, I have supplied local bricks to Chaskar and Yadi in Mongar. I also get orders from the other Zongkhaks as well, but I couldn't supply it to other Zongkhaks since I couldn't meet the demand in the locality. Moreover, currently I have only one machine to manufacture bricks.
Initially, when the local brick manufacturing units were first started in the country, they had a difficult time capturing the market since people preferred the imported bricks. However, the sale of locally manufactured bricks gradually started picking up after the government issued an executive order in 2015 for public and the government constructions to use only locally produced bricks. For Sunam Sring in Mongar, Sangichazom for BBS News.
Well, that's all we have for this week. See you next time. Stay safe.